Hi, welcome back. We started seeing AWS data analytics in last class, 34th class. We discussed about the data analytics. Those who joined newly, please refer this data analytics in day 34 folder in GitHub and use the data analytics MD. There is a notepad, and those who are really looking for new in cloud and DevOps, please go to any of the repository homepage, come down. You will have all the information about cloud and DevOps complete training labs with hands-on. Those who really want to understand what is the lab you need, okay, you can go to this and understand each training what all you need, so that you create on your own and fail multiple times in your laptop, and then you can learn yourself without any dependency, right? This is the actual way of learning to survive in the market in a longer period, right? Let's go together. Today we are going to discuss on the data analytics workflow on AWS. I have created a small diagram, right? So go above. So in last class we talked about the data set, right? So I have data, right? So maybe data set 1, let me change the color. So let the data set 1 or data set 2. So once I received, what I will do, either full data from here, only portion of data from here, or full data from here, only portion of data from here. This is the most of the combination how it works, right? So the same way I am receiving structured data. Structured data means this is the one. This is structured data, and semi-structured data, there will be a JSON file or some kind of a semi-structured data we also will receive. There also the same concept. We are getting two type of data or one single data, right? If we have more set of data, then from here few information, from here few information, or from here full information, or from here only portion of information, right? So the same logic also applies if you go to unstructured data like images, right? Apart from the normal files, whatever you receive, right? Images or videos, unstructured data. So there also it's going to be the same logic. So as of now, we will assume the data is getting uploaded in S3. Either we are going to pull or they are going to push it to S3 bucket, right? So the moment the data is received in S3 bucket, one of the folder, right? So how do you understand what services you need to use it, what services you need to think on it as part of the data ETL process? So the moment you stored in the data, right? So first the Lambda, you need to have a Lambda ready. Lambda has to keep on go and check the folder to the stored folder. So every 15 minutes or so, Lambda will understand there is a new data. So either two set of data or one set of data, right? From this data, you need to validate, right? Say for example, if your data set is going to be, say for example, this data is not big data. You can easily complete very fast, because this data almost having only 100 people data, right? So in this kind of a scenario, the data set can be completed less than 15 minutes. Suppose if you are decided to use Lambda to validate, analyze the data, received data, then it should be less than 15 minutes, because each Lambda limitation is less than 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes. So if your data set analysis going to take more than 15 minutes, then you need to look after either Glue or EMR, right? So EMR, again, you need to take a call. I explained in the last class, if you are having good expert in your team, if you are going to, are you okay to take care of the infrastructure headache, then go with EMR. If you think the volume is very less, but I don't have any expert in my team, but I want to have on the fly scaling, on the fly flexibility, right? Then you need to go with AWS Glue. If it is more than 15 minutes and volume is huge and I have an expert, I want to save a lot of cost, but please remember EMR is going to take a lot of expertise, efforts, everything, right from the designing, implementation, everything. But AWS Glue is already, they have managed service in AWS, right? So through this, I am going to use it. So AWS Glue is analyzing or Lambda is analyzing. So you need to store some folder, the cleaned data, invalid data, right? So cleaned data and invalid data. And once you stored, then from here, you also need to make sure that relevant metadata is getting created. So metadata is there and the received cleaned data also is there. Cleaned data also is there, right? So now you need to have data in a S3 bucket. So the metadata also you have now. So now you need to think on how I can access this data, right? Again, using Lambda, here you need to take a call. What database I need to utilize this? So again, you need to apply some theorem and triangle. So here you need to ask yourself whether you need availability and partition tolerance, or partition tolerance and consistency, or consistency and availability. Most of the time, please ensure you can satisfy only two parameters, right? If your answer is going to be yes, I want to satisfy availability and consistency, then structured. If your answer is going to be availability and partition tolerance, then it's going to be semi-structured or unstructured. So if your answer is going to be consistency and partition tolerance, then also here semi-structured and unstructured, right? So here again, if your answer is going to be semi-structured, then DynamoDB, because it's a key value database. Now you stored in database. If your answer is going to be structured, then the RDBMS, relational database management. Again, in RDBMS, there is a two database, Amazon RDS, Amazon Redshift. So you need to take a call. You need to ask another question, whether you receive a predictable load capacity, suddenly 1,000 or 1 million request, right? In that case, if you are able to predict, then concurrent users also you can able to predict, then better go with RDS. If you are not able to predict the concurrent users and even seamless capacity, then Redshift, right? So let's go further, come down, and from the database you need to retrieve. You need to retrieve and access, and you need to read the output, right? So Elastic Cache is going to be, you can enable this and query engine. So this is where the tools are coming, either Power BI or QuickSight or TIBCO Fightfire, Sportfire or ClickSense. These are all visualization layer where you can create a graphs as per the created cleaned data along with the metadata, clean data along with the metadata, right? So you can use this and publish using these tools. Now, apart from this, you also need to have directly he is the data analyst. he want to access directly. So you can use Amazon API Gateway, the combined with Lambda. The Lambda will trigger and retrieve the relevant information from the database. And there is another way. If you think there is more images, everything is getting stored, then you need to also configure Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch will always scan the stored, semi-structured and unstructured data using Kibana. The people who are, they can access the relevant information. Now, the other way of output, the data output can be, let me just minimize. See here, data output can be three way of. One is RSS feed also can access this data after ETL process. So you can configure the Amazon API Gateway. Using this, you can retrieve the data and HTML format and also JSON and also JDBC, because these are all 4 formats people can access the output. And there is an important area where you need to go top. There is a one more. So say for example, the EMR also, if you have some live data, right? So I have a live data feed. What I have to do from social media or some live feed, then using EMR, if it is a persistent data, then directly come to here. You need to decide the database. If it is the live data visualization from here, then both should come here and you need to decide what database. So the EMR also will perform if you have the server based expectation here. The reason you need to analyze what exactly the end deliverable you are going to make it as part of each project. So this is a high level diagram where you will get the good information before you decide, or you want to understand the exact process. You just match your project requirement in this workflow, which is very easy to decide what exactly you want. Stay tuned. We will come up with more hands-on. Thanks for everyone.